Last night, the dark answered you. A distress call, in your own voice, dated tomorrow. For 11 years you kept one warning running into that dark, and it never answered. That was the job. That was the mercy of it. An SOS on the deep channel from the night side, the one direction there is nothing in. You played it back. The voice calling for help was yours. You are the keeper of Tidelock Station, the last light before an ocean of dark. And something out there is calling for help in the only voice that has ever been here. Yours. Where you are, no map will tell you. The world has no name, only a number, and one unchangeable fact. It is tide-locked. One face held forever toward its dim red sun, one face held forever away. On the day side, a sea boils under a sun that never moves. On the night side, a black ocean under a sky that has not lightened in 1 billion years. Between them runs the tide line, a ring of permanent storm, the only weather this world has ever known. Tidelock Station stands on the last rock before the black ocean begins. Its job is simple: broadcast one signal on a loop into the dark. Turn back. The night side is not for you. There is nothing out here to reach. You keep the light. You keep the warning running. And the dark, this is the whole point of the posting, stays silent. For 11 years, it did. Understand what 11 years on the night side does to a person. There is no sunrise to break the time into days. There is only the light turning. Every 90 seconds it sweeps across the black water and comes back. A breath. Another breath. The warning on the loop is your own voice, 3 plain lines from your first week. You have heard them so often you stopped hearing the words. A sound the dark makes on the way out. And here is what they don't tell you before you take the posting. After enough silence, you start talking back to it. Not to anyone, to the dark itself. You say goodnight to it. You leave the channel open a few seconds too long, just to hear the room after your voice stops. A lighthouse is a promise you make to strangers you will never meet. I am here. The danger is here. Keep away. You keep it even when no one is listening, especially then. The first SOS came at 0300 on the deep channel, the low band reserved for distress, dead air for the entire history of this station. Protocol has a name for it. An echo. Your own broadcast bounced off the ice rim and folded back home, delayed until it sounds like a stranger. It happens on cold worlds. Except an echo repeats what you said. This did not repeat. This called for help. Same voice, yours, but the words were new. Tidelock, this is Tidelock. Do you read, please? Do you read? A station calling itself from somewhere out in the water where there is no station but this one. You check the timestamp the way you check anything that frightens you. Slowly, twice, hoping it changes. The distress call was dated tomorrow. By the third sweep of the light, it had come in twice more. Each time sooner than the delay allowed, as if it were closing the distance. And it had started to describe things, small ones. It named the reading on your console a half-second before you looked. It called the storm rising to force 9, which it did, on the next sweep, exactly as your voice had said it would. It was not playing back your past. It was reading your present, one beat ahead, in your own voice, getting closer to the door. The only sane sentence you could type in the log was that isolation does this. 11 years alone, and the mind builds a companion out of its own echo, a voice that knows what you'll do next because it is you. You believed that for about an hour. Then it said the one thing your own mind would never have offered. Before your shift, you had gone up to the lamp itself, the whole reason the station exists. A lighthouse beam goes out, and it does not come back. It leaves, it crosses the black water, it never returns. You have watched that beam leave 10,000 times a night for 11 years. It has never once come home. Last night, it came home. A faint return. A ghost of the beam, bent back from a single fixed bearing, always the same interval behind the sweep. You timed it, because timing things is most of what you do now. 90 seconds. One full rotation of the light. Something out there has been catching your light and holding it, and only now started letting it back, keeping time with you, turn for turn. The dark has been counting, and it has counted its way up to tonight. Here is the full call, the one that reached the console an hour ago, the one you have listened to 40 times and cannot stop. It opens the way your broadcast opens. Your 3 lines, the warning, word for word. And then it breaks. It stops warning anything away. It starts calling something in. It gives coordinates, repeated twice, the way you were trained to repeat the ones that matter. You plot them without meaning to. Your hand knows them before your mind does. The coordinates are this station, this rock, this chair, and then, under the storm, quiet, it says the thing that empties the blood out of you. 6 words you said aloud exactly once on the worst night of the 11 years, alone, with the broadcast switched off. 6 words no recording on this world could contain. The dark says them back to you now, in your voice, gently, the way you speak to someone you are trying not to frighten. Protocol for the dark answering is 1 line long because no one ever expected to use it. If the night side responds, cut the beam, go dark, seal the station, wait for relief. Your hand is on the cutoff now. It is colder than the room. Cut the light and the loop breaks. The warning stops going out. The SOS stops coming in. But if you cut the light, the distress call, the one in your voice, dated tomorrow, calling for help to this station, goes unanswered. And standing there, You finally understand what you have refused to understand since 0300. The SOS is from the station, from tomorrow, from you. And the disaster it is calling for help about is a keeper, alone too long, cutting the light. Your hand does not move. You have to hear the rest, and it knows you do. It has always known. It has your voice. Here is what the relief crew found in the logs 4 months later, the part that is not in the report. Tidelock Station was never built to warn ships away from the dark. Run the history. Not one ship has ever approached the night side. There are none. On a tide-locked world, nothing crosses into the dark on its own. Nothing but the light, and the one person sent to keep it. The station was built to warn the only traveler who would ever come this way, the keeper. You. On the crossing in, 11 years ago, you passed a beam sweeping out of the dark and a voice telling you to turn back. You thought it was the last keeper, warning the next one off. You came anyway. Everyone comes anyway. It was not the last keeper. It was you. The warning on the loop is a recording you have not made yet. The one you will make tomorrow, when you finally understand where you are and aim it back down the one path a person arrives by, hoping to catch yourself before you land. The dark answered in your voice because it has only ever held one voice. Yours. Kept in Tidelock, one rotation apart, a breath behind. Waiting all these years for the night the loop closed. Turn back, it says, in your voice, from tomorrow. I know you won't. I didn't either. The relief ship is not due for 4 months. You checked the schedule twice. But there is a light on the horizon now, low over the black water, sweeping once every 90 seconds, coming in from the dark side, from the empty side, from the side nothing comes back from. It is your beam, coming home, right on time. And underneath the SOS, on the last playback, there is something new, a second voice, faint beneath your own, and not yours. It does not call for help. It is not learning to warn. It is learning to keep. Copying your voice down, syllable by syllable, the way you would copy something you meant to hold on to for a very long time. 11 years of one human voice in the dark. And the dark has finally started doing what the dark does with everything it catches. It has started an archive